Good afternoon, parents and teachers and others who might be listening to this video. Thank you for giving me a little bit of your time. We're actually halfway through the summer session. It's amazing. Yesterday, I visited the SALK, and the SALK is doing some very, very creative things. Teachers are teaching coding. Some of the teachers are examining insects and looking at the way that insects communicate. I think it's fascinating. But I don't know that we shared with you, but the summer session is actually conceptualized and designed by our classroom teachers. And we asked them a question: in the best of all possible worlds, what would you teach and how would you teach it? And so, other than the mandatory summer school, I think that you're going to be fascinated as we come to the end and we have our culminating activity at all of the schools, at just how much has been learned, but the way in which it has been taught. So, thank you to all of our teachers. We appreciate you. But this particular video is dedicated to something that we have wanted to introduce, and I did not know what kind of reception we would get, first of all, from our teachers, and now I'll find out how you feel about it. You've been aware over the years that we've always had standards-based instruction. Every grade level has goals and objectives that we call standards that guide instruction in every classroom. But what we have not done, except at the kindergarten level, was to go to standards-based report cards. In other words, telling you specifically what a child learns or does not know at a particular grade level, and how you can help us to immerse yourself in the instruction as a parent and help us to reach those goals and objectives. And so on July 11th, and you'll see the flyer on our website, and we'll push it out, and we'll do robocalls and all the things that we usually do. And on August 16th, we're going to have workshops on standard-based instruction and standard-based report cards. The standards-based instruction really is geared towards the first and second grade. Let me give you an example. You might have in the area of mathematics, perhaps a child has received a B or a C, and you think about, what does that mean? Well, if we go to standards-based reporting, then you would know exactly what it means, because one of the standards at the first grade is that the child know how to count to a particular point. A standard at the first grade would be that they know so many sight words. Another standard would be that they're able to recognize certain shapes and etc. And so a standards-based report card is more concrete, and therefore it not only guides instruction in the classroom, it would help you to help us. And so I turned to the principals. I did not know that there could be so much excitement in a group until I brought 30 teachers with 3 principals, Dr. Healy, Dr. Mays, and Mrs. Houston, and we talked about the standards, but we also talked about standards-based report cards. So this video, something different. The 3 principals that house the students at those grade levels are really going to explain to you how they feel and the nuances of standard-based report cards. But we didn't just want to do a video. We thought, why not extend the parent university into the summer? So think about July 11th. Think about August 16th. Think about coming in and giving us your opinion. We have not adopted anything, haven't adopted anything, but is standards-based report cards, is that the way to go? Absolutely, it's the way to go. But we want to hear what it is that you think and that you feel. So I'm very happy about this collaboration between the teachers and the administration, but I'll be even happier if, in fact, you as our parents, as our community, as our stakeholders, also agree with Madison 162, making this shift at the first and second grade only to standard-based report cards. So please enjoy the video. Please think about coming July 11th or August 16th, but please let me hear and understand how you feel if we decide to make this change. Thank you so much for giving me a few minutes of your time.
Hello, my name is Danielle Bush, and I'm a teacher at Arcadia School.
And I am Nicole Glaudy, a teacher at Illinois School.
I'm Mariah Van Slyke, and I'm a teacher at Arcadia School.
My name is Suzanne Van Slyke, and I am a teacher at the Madison Elementary School.
And I'm Kelly Malone, a teacher at Illinois School. The shift to standard-based report cards by Madison School District 162 will allow for very specific information to be shared with parents on a quarterly basis.
What this means is that instead of receiving a letter grade for the specific general education areas of reading and math, students will be given a number score, 1, 2, 3, or 4. This number will represent their proficiency at the skills taught during the reporting quarter.
Parents will be informed not only which skills have been addressed in the classroom, but also which skills have not yet been attained and which skills their child has achieved. This will provide important information to help guide children and their learning at home as well.
One of the great aspects of this new grading system is it includes an SLE portion, which enhances parent and student knowledge of their social-emotional learning.
By including SEL in our standards-based report card encourages character building for our students. It encourages students to be positive role models, develop responsibility, and reflect on their emotional connections to enhance their learning process in the classroom.
In traditional grading, a student would scan her report card, an A in science, a B in math, a B in social studies, and a C in language arts. Now, receiving an A in science communicates to the student and her parents that she is doing well and has reached a level of mastery. The other grades indicate areas to work on. But which part of language arts specifically need work? Traditional grading can leave families confused and frustrated as they give very few pointers about which concepts need attention and rarely offer a clear pathway for improvement. So, to improve transparency in grading and improve student learning in grades kindergarten, first, and second grade, a committee of teachers and administrators from Arcadia, Illinois, and Madison have been working diligently since March to update the report card in grades K through 2 to utilize a standards-based grading system. Standards-based grading provides an unambiguous feedback to students and their families on individual strengths in a subject area and gives guidance on which standards need improvement. This change comes as a result of many discussions with parent groups and staff about the need to strengthen the home and school connection and provide a checklist of learning targets that can be worked on with individual students at school and at home to ensure all students master grade level materials.
In the past, performance progress reports were issued to summarize for parents, guardians, the students' performance in learning areas or subjects. Grades represented a variety of activities performed by the student. Grades were determined by completion of such activities as daily work, compositions, homework, reports, quizzes, or tests. More specifically, teachers averaged a student's scores on assignments. That is, students only receive 1 grade for reading, 1 for math, 1 for science, and so on. For this traditional report, it can be difficult to truly know what specific grade level skills need to be improved in order to demonstrate mastery of a learning area.
With the traditional report card, you see that the students earned a B, but you cannot specifically pinpoint why, because it is a summary of work for the quarter. On standard-based report cards, each of these subject areas are divided into a list of standards that outline specific skills that students are expected to master by year end. Put differently, each subject is broken down into the state of Illinois standards or the standards students are expected to master by the end of the year. The example is first grade mathematics. As a team, Teachers and administrators reviewed the standards taught at each grade level and then broke them down into skills every student needs for mastery of the grade level. As an example, under the numbers and operations in Base 10 standard, by the end of first grade, your student should be able to count to 120, starting at any number less than 120, and so forth. Basically, the report card is a checklist of skills that your student needs to acquire in order to successfully complete first grade math. Teachers use a number rubric to reflect a student's level of mastery of the expectations. Students receive a separate mark for each standard. The achievement marks 1, 2, 3, and 4 indicate a child's progress toward meeting specific grade level standards. A score of 1 indicates that a student has a limited understanding of the concept taught. On the other hand, a score of 3 indicates that a student was able to master a learning standard, while a score of 4 shows that a student was able to go above and beyond the expectation. Simply put, the standards-based report card uses representative numbers that indicate a student's growth towards mastery of the grade level standards. Effort and learning behaviors are reported separately.
Let's look at an often used everyday example to help read the rubric that we will be using for standards-based grading. Pretend for a minute that the expectation is riding a bicycle independently. If a student earns a 1 on the report card, the student is working below a grade level marking period expectation. In this example, the student is riding the bike with training wheels. The student may need additional instruction in prerequisite skills in order to eventually meet the grade level expectation. If a student earns a 2 on the report card, the student is approaching the expectation. He or she may be working within the expectation of the grade level, but still needs assistance at times. In our example, the student is pedaling well and staying upright, but may need some help. If a student earns a 3, he or she has mastered the knowledge to consistently and accurately complete the skill. In our example, the student is successfully riding the bike independently. The expectation is that most students will achieve a 3 by the end of the year for each grade level standard. Now, if a student earns a 4, he or she demonstrates an understanding above and beyond what is expected. He or she can apply his or her skills in a real-world situation. In our example, the student can ride the bike independently and do stunts. It must be noted that a 4 exceeding expectations is not equivalent to an A. Traditional letter grades cannot be compared to performance levels.
In standards-based grading, teachers focus on student learning instead of a single overall grade. Standards-based grading breaks down the subject matter into smaller learning targets. Each target is a teachable concept that students should master by the end of the quarter. Throughout the quarter, students' learning on each target is recorded. Teachers track students' progress, give appropriate feedback, and adapt instruction to meet students' needs. You can expect both formative and summative assessments to be used in tracking student progress. Formative assessments are given as the students advance through the learning process. Formative assessments include such measures as daily work, quizzes, or skill checks, teacher questions, and student discussion. Summative assessments are a comprehensive evaluation of a student's ability to demonstrate mastery of the concepts, skills, and knowledge embedded within a standard. Summative assessments include tests, compositions, projects, presentations, and completion of problem-based tasks.
The overall goal of standard-based grading is to improve student achievement across the district. To improve achievement, we must improve feedback. In standard-based grading environments, better feedback accelerates learning. Instead of simply giving scores like 9 out of 10 or 90%, teachers give feedback about the tasks performed and skills used. This helps students understand their current areas of improvement and helps them reach the next level. To improve achievement, we must improve student ownership of their education. Students understand targets, which enables them to better engage in their learning. When working on an activity, they can self-assess and reflect on their own performance. They can identify areas of improvement and self-direct their activities. To improve achievement, we must find an accurate measurement of learning for all students. Standard-based grading allows for reassessments and mastery, which also allows for students to show what they can do. To improve achievement, we must help our parents understand grades and where they can help at home. In standards-based grading, parents are provided with an accurate and meaningful explanation of their children's grades.
In summary, traditional grading is cumulative average, single score of assignments including homework, extra credit, behavior, effort, and group participation with some one-time assessments including tests or maybe a project. On the other hand, standards-based grading reflects mastery and proficiency of grade level standards. Grades are reflective of learning.